Alright guys, today we are going to be doing a comparison video between two very controversial LEGO Star Wars sets. On the left we have the 2025 Separatist MTT, comes with 12 characters and retails for $160. And on the right, we have the 2025 Republic Juggernaut, comes with 8 characters and also retails for $160. And both of these sets, especially the Juggernaut, have received a very high amount of criticism due to those price points. In fact, if you look on LEGO.com, neither one of these sets has a higher than 2-star rating. The MTT only has 2 stars, and the Juggernaut has only 1 star. That might be the lowest rated LEGO Star Wars set I have ever seen. So today, I just want to make a quick fun comparison video between the two sets. All of these are my opinions. If you have a different opinion than me, leave it in the comments below. But what exactly am I comparing between these two models, since they are not the same vehicle at all? Well, I'm going to be comparing the figures, the value, the playability, displayability, as well as my own personal opinion. So it's essentially a worse version of M&R's comparisons. Without any further delay, let's start off with the figures of both of these sets. Okay, so here are the figures of both of the sets. Like I said earlier, you get 12 characters in the MTT, meanwhile you get 8 in the Turbo Tank. Taking a closer look at the MTT figures, you get Ayla Secura, Commander Bly, and then you get 3 commando droids, as well as a pilot droid and 6 regular battle droids. And then in the Juggernaut, you get Ki-Adi-Mundi, Commander Picard, 3 Galactic Marines, and 3 regular battle droids. Both of these figure lineups have their own issues. However, I need to tell you that this one need more B1s and this one need more Galactic Marines. Taking a closer look at both of the Jedi in the sets, we have Ayla Secura, Ki-Adi-Mundi. While I do prefer the character of Ayla, I do think Ki-Adi is the better figure, because if we take a look at the back, we will notice Ayla's second face peeking out, which I am just not a fan of. I do, however, really like Ayla's second face, and I think both these figures are very nice upgrades from the prior version of themselves. I think also the detailing on the back is very nice as well. It's just Ayla's second face is kind of bothering me. Taking a look at the clones in the set, we have Bly, Picard, and the Galactic Marine. I was going to compare the Galactic Marine to the Commando Droid, but that didn't seem pretty fair, so he's just going to be in the clone category. Now, off the bat, all of these figures need physical wastegapes. However, I don't really want to waste your time talking about that argument. Now, I think the best of these figures is easily the Galactic Marine, because the only issue he has is the printed wastecape. Bly and Picard have a lot of those random things LEGO gets wrong for some reason, like this little thing should go over Picard's breastplate. Bly should have 3 of these Marlboro lights things. However, I do find Bly more visually appealing, so he's going in second place with Bly coming in last. And all of their faces do look the same. But one thing I'll say with confidence is that all of these are better than Republic bricks. The droids are more of a no-brainer. Obviously, the MTT wins since you get more, and it's more variety. So which figure selection did it better? I'm going to say the Juggernaut, since Ki-Adi-Mundi is better than Ayla by a slight margin, and the Galactic Marines are better than Bly, as well as you get more figures in the Juggernaut than the MTT. So yeah, the Juggernaut is going to get the point here. Now it's time we compare the actual builds to each other. So in this category, we are going to be talking about playability. Since these are play sets, not display sets, I'm deciding to scrap the displayability of both of these sets. Starting off with the first play feature both of these models do have, and that is rolling. I think both of these models do roll really well. It's very smooth. However, the Juggernaut does it better, since that's kind of like the main thing. In fact, I was actually able to roll the Juggernaut on my bed, which is something you can't do with the MTT. The only other feature that these two models share are the inclusion of stud shooters. Those are very basic features. I think everyone knows how they work. Next up, the interior spaces on these two models are completely different. The Juggernaut has way more interior space than the MTT. However, there is a reason why that is, because the MTT has one of the best play features on any LEGO Star Wars set I've seen. But I will get to that in just a second. The Juggernaut has 3 main interior spaces, the first of which being this front compartment. All you need to do is open the 3 faceplates and you are good to go. The middle section is where you find your second interior space. All you need to do is take off this top piece as well as open the doors, and again, you're good to go. To access the final interior space, all you need to do is open this little hatch at the top, and again, you're good to go. In this main interior space, you are able to fit all 5 of your characters with a little bit of extra room for a 6th character. And you are able to fit a Galactic Marine in the front as well as the back seat. However, the funny thing is that you have to take off their backpack in order for them to fit in the seat. And you can also place a trooper at the back of the Juggernaut to man this cannon. The final play feature you get on this Juggernaut is the feature to raise the crow's nest, and of course you do have room for 1 trooper. And one issue I do have with the crow's nest is that it can come off really easily if you pull too hard. Some knocks against the playability of the Juggernaut is that you have to raise the crow's nest to open this, which, by the way, this faceplate is extremely hard to open. This comes off way too easily, and of course we have the whole stability issue. Now let's take a look at the play features of the MTT. Now, the MTT may have less play features than the Juggernaut. However, the ones it does have are really, really good. So let's take a look at them. At the very front of the MTT, we have two ball turrets that move generally pretty well. However, this entire sub-assembly moves way too easily. In fact, while filming this review, I noticed two stability issues on the MTT. The first of which, if you move this enough, that will fall off, and this entire section can actually fall off if you move the ball turret too much. Another issue I found where if you squeeze right here and right here, the interior bricks will start separating. These two pieces right here will start coming off. That literally happened while I was filming this review. Like, this part fell off, I went to put it back on and I squeezed too hard. These two pieces came off and I opened this interior bit and all these bricks were separated. So just be careful when you repair this section. Now, moving on from that, there are actually no other exterior play features on this MTT aside from the ball turrets, stud shooters, and this little feature I'm going to get to in a second. Luckily, you do get an additional stat to make up for that. And while there are no stud shooters on this guy, kids can totally use their imagination to fly it around and shoot at things. I think this is actually pretty fun. And you are able to store it into the MTT. To open the back of the MTT, all you need to do is pull down like this, and then you can just place your stat in there, and you are good to go. The stat is not connected and you are able to fit the commando droid. You just need to make sure he looks like this when you place him inside the MTT. And finally, you are able to access the rest of the interior by simply lifting up on these panels. And I do wish that there were more droids included, because let me show you something real quick. I was able to fit 9 extra B1s into the MTT without interfering with any of the internal structure. 4 here and 4 here. Where's the 9th? I'll show you him in just a second. The final interior bit you have is the cockpit. All you need to do to access it is take this part off and fold these two bits out. And you do have plenty of room to lay down your pilot droid. He does actually have a little console to look at as well. And it's super easy to close these up and put this back on, and you're good to go. Now it's time for the best play feature on this MTT. Of course, that's how you deploy the droid rack. What you need to do is go back here and see this little knob right here. You need to turn it, and slowly but surely, the droids will come out, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's so smooth, and it has not failed me once. And once your droids are out, all you need to do is pop them off one by one, and they are ready to go to battle. But I really think that this feature alone really makes the MTT go above and beyond in the playability category. It has not failed me once, as I said earlier. I could do this forever, and it will not. That was not the feature, that was my finger knocking into this piece. Now that it's back on, let's continue. I could do this for a long time, and I don't think it would fail me once. And yes, it is working with all of the droids I put in there on both sides. It has not caught once. They do need to be in this position though. By the way, let me show you where I put that 9th droid. He's inside the MTT steering the gear that deploys the droid rack. But with the MTT now covered, which set is better for playability? Without a doubt, the MTT wins the playability category. It's just this one feature that really takes it above and beyond. Also, the stud shooters are a cool bonus. These do have an issue, but I think this droid rack really takes it above and beyond, including all the issues the Juggernaut has with the stability. You have to raise this to open this. It's just, there's so many issues the Juggernaut has. Sure, rolling it around can be fun for a little while, but I have had instances where it has broken while I've been rolling it around. Meanwhile, the MTT not only always rolls around perfectly, but the droid rack is just above and beyond. The only thing you could say the Juggernaut did better is the amount of interior space there is, and I guess you could say that, but I still wish that there were more figures to fill that interior space with. So yeah, let's give a point to the MTT, and let's move on to the value category. This is about to get interesting. So both of these sets retail for $160 US. I'm going to tell you right now, neither of these sets are worth that price point. Yes, the MTT has great play features, but I'm still saying that that should be $120 at most, and that should be no more than $100. So this portion of the comparison is like getting asked, would you rather be slapped or punched? Both are bad, but I would rather be slapped. So let's take a look. Which one is the slap and which one is the punch? You get 12 characters in the MTT, meanwhile you get only 8 in the Juggernaut. However, 5 of those 8 are actual figures, meanwhile in the MTT, 2 of the 12 are actual figures. However, you do get an extra little build with the MTT. But with the Juggernaut, you get more interior space. But the MTT gets this great play feature and this awesome looking printed dish. And at least the MTT, unlike the Juggernaut, doesn't explode when you pick it up. So in my opinion, I believe the MTT is the better of the two values. Not that either of these are good values. I consider the MTT the slap and the Juggernaut the punch. So let's give the MTT the point for value, and let's move on to the final section being my personal opinion. Spoiler alert, the MTT is better. I love this droid feature. I love this printed dish. I just don't understand the stability issues and everything going on with the Juggernaut. Yeah, I do like these window pieces here, but the overall look of the MTT I personally prefer. Sure, the rolling feature is fun and all, but overall I just much prefer the MTT. So yeah, let's give the opinion point to the MTT and let's see who the winner is. So, with a score of 3-1, the MTT wins with 3 points and the Juggernaut wins with 1 point. The only thing the Juggernaut did better in was the figure category. Everything else the MTT excelled in. Let me know which set you guys prefer in the comments below. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!